Hello, welcome to the Winning Balance podcast. We are joined with Mitch Matthews. Thanks for jumping on, brother.
Oh yeah, ready.
It's been a long time coming. We finally made it happen. Really? I've been trying to get you on, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm not paying attention.
Catch up on those texts.
Though,
yeah. No, I love it. Mitch is a stud. Mitch, currently, Flow House is the business. Just got back from Flow House yesterday.
How insane.
Dude. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely insane.
It's phenomenal.
It doesn't half the time I go, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No,
I'd say just a plug for that. Honestly, the atmosphere alone is worth going to. Just like feeling the atmosphere.
That's cool.
You feel like you're in Tulum, right there in Pleasant Grove.
Yeah,
it's
I
sweet.
haven't heard Tulum. I've heard a lot of other cities, not Tulum yet.
Yeah,
That's
sweet.
a good one.
Yeah. It's got a whole vibe to it. But on top of that, if you can hit a flow in the morning, the rest of your day feels a sense of magic, and I'm not even exaggerating the amount of energy. It's sweet. Yeah. And I'd love to hear your perspective on that too, and pitch Flow House. Not that you need to pitch it because everyone loves Flow House, but yeah. I'd love to hear your 2 cents before you jump into your story.
Oh, dude, my 2 cents.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna talk about it all day. It's insane. It's a guided sauna, cold bath, multi-sensory experience to get humans in their flow state, whatever that may be. And how there's so many stories behind how that has come to be, but there's nothing better than being in the zone as an athlete, nothing better. There's an actual palpable feeling. And it almost seems like it's exclusively for athletes to be in the zone. But I feel like the equivalent of that for just the common person, everybody, is flow state. Whatever your flow is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Confidence that comes with it, the focus that comes with it is special. So it's a space to produce flow state through sauna, cold, meditation, breath, and it's wildly cool.
Yeah. And I feel like another plug there, I think some people think they're not the person for cold plunge sauna. Every single person that I've brought there has loved it.
No. It is a 10 out of every single time. Every single time.
Yeah.
But that's all amazing. The details though. Like if it was just about cold, you could just take a cold shower. And by the way, those do make you feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the attention to detail from the staff, from the design, from the training of staff. Like we put in a lot of work in so many areas to make sure everyone has an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Truly.
And it's been that way for me every time I've gone. So
yeah. No one's perfect though, but we try.
You're trying. Well, this will be a good way to keep audience engaged because I think the story of how Flow House came about is phenomenal. I think it's an amazing story. So we'll save that for deeper in the episode as we go through your journey. But usually what we do on the Winning Balance, we go from your story, your career as you view it, which is probably football. That's the first I heard of Mitch Matthews. And correct me, I've never been like, I love football. I love basketball, MLB. I'm a Seattle boy, so you're Pacific Northwest, right?
It's been a good year for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a Seattle guy, but yeah.
But yeah, so I obsessed with football, basketball, those things. And when I was in college here, you had caught some Hail Mary or something that was like literally blew up Provo. The scene was
streets shut down.
Bro, it was insane.
The streets shut down.
So that's my first encounter with the Mitch Matthews name, which is a good thing, right? So I'd love to hear your story starting from the beginning and
that one, starting with that one,
wherever Mitch Matthews' career started, dude.
I mean,
that was probably your Sports Center career. Huh? Yeah, that was the start of your Sports Center career, right?
No. There was some before then too.
Let's go.
Actually, so my most difficult catch ever was against UNLV my junior year. And Christian Stewart was the quarterback. It was a deep corner route. And Christian threw it a little bit short. And the DB was right on me. And I had to reach around behind his head to catch it and couldn't see it.
You
So
mossed
that was
him.
my probably my, I can't say my favorite catch. That was definitely Nebraska, but my most difficult actual, just thinking about the catch, not the circumstance, was definitely 2014. So my brother, when I was on my mission, caught the game-winning catch against Utah State in 2011. I was on my church mission in Florida, and he was Sports Center #1 for like a couple weeks because of this really big catch against Utah State. He was a tight end before me at BYU, and we crossed over for a couple years. And so he was always #1 on ESPN, and it was like my entire goal when I got back on my mission to also be #1, you know? Anyway, so that's my career football. That all started because of my brother, because of my mom and dad. Like I just wanted to do what my brother did. I was obsessed with what he did. He was so good at football and such a man child. And he got a scholarship to BYU. I was an Oregon Ducks fan growing up. But once he committed to BYU, it was like BYU all day, every day. You know what I mean? And 3 hours on Sunday. So I came to BYU, redshirted my freshman year, came back off my mission, and had an amazing 4 years. And the hallmark of my career was for sure the Nebraska catch.
Paint us through that, because to be honest, all I remember is the hype from it. And I was a young college student, and I thought it was the sickest thing ever. But put me through that environment again for the audience and for my memory.
Dude, yeah.
What was the situation? What was the score?
We were kicking their ass most of the game. Excuse me. And the story is wild for a lot of reasons. But one of the biggest threads that made it very bitter sweet moment was that Taysom, you know, him and I for 4 years have been training together. It's our senior year together. And we both him and I knew we were so poised to go do something insane together, win a lot of games and do a lot of great things and catch a lot of touchdowns. And second quarter, he's out for the season. Crazy. I remember being so sick about that for my boy, but also for like just unfairness. Like what the hell just happened? It cannot be real. You wait your whole life, your college senior year to like do something big and, you know, go play at the next level. So he gets hurt, and Tanner Mangum, who just got back off his mission, comes in. And right when he comes in, obviously you're his biggest supporter. But right when he comes in, you're like, okay, well now this season's totally different. Not for better or for worse, just totally different. The offense will change. The timing is now different with a quarterback for me. The cohesiveness, the leadership, like it's all going to change. Like I said, not for better or for worse, but it's all going to change. And so that was tough to stomach during the game, but it also gave a sense of like, you know what? Like no way does that happening to him. Would he want for the team us to crumble or lose this game? You know what I mean? And so you're like, let's just do this. Let's saddle up and do it, no matter what it looks like. And I actually had a tougher game. I remember they played cover 2, which just means essentially like a defender and a half over you, over me the whole game. And it was harder to get open. I had a touchdown earlier, but I remember being really frustrated in that game. Like, dude, this is like these guys know where I'm at all times. It's the new quarterback in. I just remember being frustrated, and Wisconsin ended up coming back and getting up on us. I actually forget how much we were down, but we didn't have much time to go down the field, and we were on the 42-yard line, I think, 42-yard line. And our coach had called timeout. There's 1 second left. So you know exactly the moment.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, this is one of those moments, you know? You're obviously not celebrating like, oh my gosh, what if that happened? Like that's not how you act. Like, yeah. There's like a humility to it almost. Like when a Hail Mary play is coming, there's like a, damn, this is the odds are notoriously low. Yeah. And
they know it's going to you.
Huh?
They know it's going to you at this point. Probably.
Well, so I mean, they know that I'm going to be involved and going to go get it. But Hail Mary it's a Hail Mary
exactly.
for a reason.
It's going.
It's like it could go anywhere. It could get
Yeah.
tipped. It happens all the time. And there's 1 second left, and the play is called Big Ben. So our 3 biggest receivers go on the field, and Nick Kurtz, my roommate, is on the right, runs all the way to the back of the end zone. That's the play. Taryn Hauk, 6'5". Nick Kurtz is 6'6". Taryn Hauk, Big Ben, 6'5". He runs down, and his job is to go to the front of the end zone, goal line. And then I come from the left side, diagonal, all the way across. And I'm supposed to go to the middle of the end zone. So the ball is coming to me, but like it's not a pass to me. It's just
Exactly.
I'm there.
Yeah.
So if I can get it, I go get it. If it's short, Taryn's supposed to tip it back, and I get it. If Tanner threw it too long, Nick was supposed to tip it forward. Anyways, I remember right when the ball was snapped, the defender that was on me, he got oddly lazy. Like just really oddly lazy. Almost like he was like, yeah, this is kind of over. There's already 7 defenders in the end zone. I'm just gonna kind of run behind Mitch by like 5 yards. I remember getting past him, hitting him away with my left arm, getting past him and being like, why the hell didn't he grab onto me? And like pester and be so hold, push, hold. And the refs aren't gonna throw a flag. Like be on my ass.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. So I'm just running by myself. Like, remember, I thought that was really weird. Running by myself, I'm looking at the end zone, looking back to see if Tanner had thrown it, looking in the end zone, trying to diagnose, whatever. Then finally, I look back at the ball. Tanner threw the ball, I look back at the ball, a little bit of a duck. I'm just giving you details like that because that's what I remember. A little bit of a duck, super, super high, super, super fucking quiet. I'm like, super, just like, damn, this is insane. And usually you're not supposed to look away from the ball. Like if you're running deep, you always look at the ball. You don't look ahead and look like you're going to hit a wall or something. You just keep looking at the ball. But in this case, I'm like, there's 7 defenders and there's only 3 receivers going down. So I have to kind of do one of these. It's like, it's low odds anyways. Let me just give myself the best chance. I remember seeing the ball come down towards the goal line. By the way, I'm giving you a lot of deets. Hopefully you're...
No, I love this.
Okay.
This is great. I feel like I'm there.
Okay. So the ball's going towards the goal line. Taryn was kind of too far. He's the guy that's supposed to go to the front of the goal line. Taryn was too far to the right. And I remember everything. The defender was kind of latched on him. And I knew Taryn can't get this. Because you're supposed to, on the last play of the game, you're supposed to pass interference if you're a defender. That's what they're taught. Because refs typically don't throw flags. So defenders are extremely dirty during the last play of the game. So Taryn, I felt like was kind of locked out. I remember Nick was in the back. And then I remember the ball's getting closer, probably 10 feet away-ish. I had my last little peek at these 2 defenders. It was Nathan Gary, and I forget the other guy's name. The 2 players from Nebraska. I remember there are 2 players obviously wider than 1 player. I remember jumping up with my right foot, which is my jumping leg. Jumped up, and I knew I had to sort of turn, put my ass as high as I could on them. This, by the way, I swear to God, this is like this is what's happening in my mind. Jump up. I knew I had to jump as high as I could. Even though, by the way, I was so exhausted. If you look at the video, I didn't actually jump. I wasn't soaring. But I knew I had to jump as high as I could because if I can put contact on them, then they're not gonna be able to jump as high. And it might even boost me up some. And I remember specifically, spread your legs as wide as you can. Because if it was just me, getting around me as a defender and hitting the ball away is way easier. But if I have my legs really wide, that's in your way. And now you have to sort of reach through me to kind of poke it away. I remember thinking that. I remember thinking, do not catch this ball with your hands. You have to catch it with your body, which is like the cardinal sin of a receiver. Like if receivers catch with their body, they don't have good hands. I did that 3 times in my career. I remember because I always want to use my hands. But if I reached out and caught the ball with my hands,
everyone's
it
batting
exposes the ball. So I knew I had to let it wait to get as low as it could so that it was caught and tucked. This is all as real as it gets. This is it. It had to be caught and tucked at the same time. I couldn't have like caught it up here because I could easily punch it. I had to catch it against my gut because my legs were wide. And you don't like, in the moment, you're not you are diagnosing, but you're not getting this deep with it. But I'll tell the principle of why I feel like this happened after. I remember the ball landing in my gut arm. And I remember my first thought was, no way. It would have been no fucking way, but I was at BYU. It was no way. That just happened. And then I remember my feet landing and being like, uh-oh. It went from no way to uh-oh, even though I caught the ball and my feet landed and the ball hadn't been punched out. Usually it is coming to me.
Yeah.
That heart, like people punching the ball is coming. Caught it, no way. Feet hit, oh no. Because I remember knowing the ball was short and I was right on the goal line-ish. Remember catching it, feet hitting, oh no, looking down and seeing that my feet were not in the end zone. I remember that. I remember like a mini stomach drop of like, this would be the most catastrophic thing ever to get this fucking close.
Yeah.
I remember all the way going to my heels and just leaning, jumping, falling back as hard as I could. It's not like they were on my back and I was like squatting them, but like it was enough to sort of fall backwards, turn. And I remember the vivid memory is the ball is in the arm that's in the end zone. And I remember the goal line going right down the middle of my body and being like, the ball is in the correct hand. That is in the end zone. And I would have known the feeling of like catching it, feet hitting outside the end zone and like my butt hitting first and still being out of the end zone or like an elbow. But you know, as a receiver, you know every single feeling. So you catch that ball and I didn't feel anything except for back and ball at the same time, all hitting the ground together. And I remember at that moment, undeniably touchdown, review any angle, look at anything, like watch it 100 times. Like I when you're a receiver, like, you know if it was in, like, that's why like when players block a shot in basketball, they're like, review it. Like they know they did not do it. Or like they're not sure, refs aren't sure whose hand it went off of. It happens like 10 times every NBA game. But you know for a fact, I mean, you played sports, you know for a fact it went off that guy because you were the closest to it. It was one of those moments. I knew for a fact. Everyone else had to wait though. So I knew when they went to review, I was already celebrating with my teammates, hugging. Like I already knew. And so when they confirmed it, it didn't matter to me. It was already done. But it was good for everybody else, you know what I mean? Then, by the way, that was a long ass story.
That was amazing.
That was really long, but celebrations were amazing. Hugging your teammates. Like I remember like losing my mind after that. I don't really remember it at all after. I remember going to the locker room and Taysom was in there out of his clothes and he was sobbing, not crying. He was sobbing, like sobbing. And I remember going from, at the time I wasn't married, didn't have kids. And so like, those are the best moments of your life. Hadn't had those. So that was the best moment of my life, the Hail Mary, you know? And I remember going to the locker room and feel like the most bittersweet moment in my life up until that point was seeing him, hearing that he was out for the season, seeing his face and knowing he was out for the season. There's a video that was captured of us like hugging it out and we're just both crying because it just hurt, man. That really hurt. And you get that out and seeing Taysom so happy for the team still was what like brings your spirits back up. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best moment of my life. Like it was such a roller coaster, worth every moment, and insanely detailed because I think every human has moments in their life, whether it was because they were so scared or having so much fun, where they remember every single detail of a story, and it's odd how much they remember. That was one of those. Yeah, one of those.
No, that's amazing, dude.
That was far too long, homie.
No, I love it.
That was far too long.
But tell me too, like, I definitely want to get into Flow House. I want to get into that story, but let's fast forward through football from that point on. And I'd love to hear like when family came to the mix, when you got married. Was it during season? Was it after football?
Okay, so you want me to speed it up is what you're saying. I got you. I'll get
Nice.
there, dog. I'll get there. And I'll get there.
That was a
What's the hard
prime
stop?
moment.
I took a chunk out of this
No,
thing.
we are good.
I took
It
a
is.
chunk.
We have like 35 minutes. We're good.
We're rolling, dude. Okay, less
Yeah,
quotes, less
we're
stories,
good.
less details.
No, we're
So
good.
I didn't know it till my sophomore year that I wanted to go play in the NFL. I was undrafted, signed with the Chiefs. Biggest mistake in my life was going to sign with the Chiefs. I should have gone and played with the Packers, no question. Even though I enjoyed my time with the Chiefs, it was just a huge, it was a business move. And it was a mistake.
Where were the Chiefs at that point when you joined them?
Really good, but had to win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Alex Smith was the quarterback. Travis Kelce was there. Tyreek Hill and I came in at the same time. Had an amazing time, but it was the biggest career mistake I ever made. Should have gone to Green Bay. Then they released me in final cuts at camp as a rookie. Then I was on the practice squad with the Browns that year. And then next year was with the Dolphins. During camp, hurt my ankle, rehab. And then at the end of that year, was done playing. NFL was amazing. It was some of the best times of my life. Like it was you're waking up feeling like you're rewarded because you already, like, for the kid view of you, you're already playing. You're already doing the dream. You know what I'm saying? But the adult version of you is stressed out of their fucking mind.
I mean, I've
never said that, but that's really what it is. Like, cause you're like, it's a business. And so this is like now your income. This is like now your chance to make it further. But like the little child in you is like, damn, dude, like you're living it. Now go get it. You know what I mean? And I made some mistakes. I signed with two different times. I signed with teams I absolutely shouldn't have, but you don't know. At the time, I thought it was the right decision, but you don't know. And had an amazing experience there. Had the hardest time of my life, no question. When this is a 6-day span within the 2 years I was in the NFL. It's April 2017. It's on a Wednesday. We had my mom's funeral. I was 25. Had a funeral on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, married on Saturday. Me and Maddie. Sunday, half day honeymoon. Monday, camp with the Vikings. Swear to God.
Goodness.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's not humorous, but the irony is wild. It's just wild.
That was just the point of life you were in.
We didn't choose any of that.
Yeah.
Well, we chose the wedding, I guess. But like the timing. Dude, I'm so proud of myself for how I handled this time. Truly. It's something that, like, I'm not trying to say I'm proud of myself. I'm just mean like because we didn't choose any of this, I was able to like oddly like surrender to it and be like, this is happening. She's in serious decline. I'm in the NFL, trying to enjoy that. It's really hard because just what's going on with my mom. And I got this wedding, super excited about this girl, love her. And it's like out of your hands. I'm not quitting the NFL. If I quit the NFL, my mom would have died that day. You know what I mean? So can't do that. I'm not going to do that. Like, she wouldn't want that for me. Like, we had this wedding plan for a while, and that shouldn't change because of these circumstances. What was the third one?
Vikings. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Camp with the Vikings. Like, it was just forced on us. There's all this timing. And so I just have so many specific memories of being like, this is what's happening. And you're going to go through this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was wild to be able to see myself at that time, just accept it, and then try to be as positive as possible. The craziest story within this is the fact that she passed away like a week before. 10-ish days before then. We purposely had her funeral closer to my wedding. Our call. closer to my wedding so that the people that were coming into town could do both.
Gosh,
Swear to God. Isn't that
that's
crazy?
insane.
Isn't that crazy?
That's,
Let's put them together. Dude, that's what happened. But gladly had to do it. What else are we going to do?
yeah.
Everyone would have come into town for her. Dude, that is crazy. Isn't that wild? Like,
Well,
by the way, it's not a badge of honor in any way. It sucked. It
Yeah.
was awful. But it was just, the irony is so wild. So wild to me. My mom was my everything. Like my everything. And the passing of the torch metaphor to like my mom to my wife, who's like my everything now, is just, it's like, it's ironic.
yeah.
It's
That's
wild,
powerful.
dude. It's wild. I'm not even trying to be powerful. I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah, but I mean
You know what I
that
mean?
concept in and of itself, just of, I mean, I had a buddy who played for Colorado, and he was in the practice squad world for a couple of years, and it, like, hearing his perspective on it is such a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Of like, you get dropped by one team, you're waiting, your agents negotiating, you don't know what's going to happen, you think this person's interested.
You gotta go work out every day as hard as you ever have between teams, like things are good, but you're like, I don't know right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the way, even the best of the best go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Guys 10 years into their career, they're still like, man, I got to go train hard for a month, not knowing if I'm getting picked up ever again. And that like worry is just like, it's like being out of a job and like just being able to go and relax and have fun and play golf. Typically people are like, no, I got to get a job now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know? Wild. But at the same time, man, like you got to be so freaking positive. You're playing in the NFL. So you're not bitching
Yeah.
about it. Because you're like, you also have to remain like a dog. Like you gotta,
You have to have the confidence.
you gotta
once
like, you gotta walk around like you are already signed. Not, by the way, I'm not talking like arrogance. I'm not talking like being above people. I'm talking like in your mind, you have to walk around and act and train and in your self-talk can't be like, man, what's going on? Like, I don't know anymore. You gotta be like, I'm the man. I'm the man. I got this. I'm the man. It's gonna happen. I'm the man. I got this. I'm a starter. It's just you're. I want to say like self-talk was practice, but it's like you are kind of forced to think that way.
Yeah. Was the Vikings in one of the beginning teams of that 2 years?
I was with them for an off season
Okay.
before the Dolphins
Okay.
for like three months.
So-
Actually, I don't remember. A few months. Yeah, short time.
So this was at the tail end of your NFL
Yeah,
stint.
yeah. This is in 2017. So
Okay.
This is the last year I played football.
So what, I mean, and you are just getting married, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to like hear what those conversations with Maddie looked like of, hey, like I don't know where this is going. I'm extremely committed, but there's uncertainty, of course, in that realm of.
Oh, dude. No conversation like that.
Really?
No conversation. Like there was no, we were just rolling. She was still playing soccer at BYU. So she's just like, I'm like, Maddie, kick ass. Let's fucking go. Like,
yeah.
go get it. You know what I mean? And she was unbelievable. We can talk about her and her career all day. I was playing football, doing my thing. And like, doesn't matter if $1 million came in or 10 grand came in.
Yeah.
We did not care. She's living her dream. I'm doing mine. Like I remember I made more money there at the time than I did my whole life compared to pre-NIL college.
Mm-hmm.
But no conversations like, I don't know if it was just like, she to me did what I did to her. Babe, go kick ass. Go get after it. Let's do it. It was like your ride or die.
Yeah.
Didn't care about the money. No conversation about what if this, what if that. We were just rolling, dude.
That's amazing.
Just rolling. We
So
didn't know anything.
Yeah, there wasn't stress
rolling.
attached to it.
You're two athletes. You're just rolling.
Yeah. And what did that transition look like from end of your career at the Dolphins to, I mean, bringing kids into the world and then Flow House, right? Like I'd love to hear about all three of those.
Of course. Wasn't sure if I was going to go back and play, so I'm rehabbing. And anyways, I got asked to start a pest company. No, at the time as an athlete at BYU, even though you know what summer sales, and I didn't really know what summer sales was or door to door or whatever. And, no idea what I wanted to do after football. I just knew I wanted to own a business and have capital to then go get creative with my life and go do radically cool things. And
was this a buddy pitching you?
Yeah,
Something?
two buddies.
Okay.
Yeah. And ended up being 4 of us homies, and they all had expertise in different things. I didn't. It was more like name and can help grow this thing at the start, like whatever. And built that up to 18 million a year in recurring revenue, which at the time, like, it's your first business. We're like, it wasn't that far into the business that we got there pretty quick, and it was rolling, it was working, and it was awesome. We sold the majority of that.
What was that company called?
Anthem.
Okay.
Sold the majority of that, over half our company at the time. And we still own it today. It's doing great. We love it. And it's what funded Flow House, you know, like Anthem was always make this the engine, help people make great money, do great things with the money you make. But ultimately it was my engine to go do the Flow House, the thing that was really authentically me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
And money makes you more of what you already are. And so, like, go make great money. I know I'm a good guy. I know I'm really creative. I know I like to have fun and do really cool things. So money just like make more of that, like more magic like that. Hell yeah, it will. And so we started Flow House 10 months ago. 10, 11 months ago, actually. Crazy how fast that's gone. But we started that not too long ago. It's gone amazing, like unbelievably amazing, because of all the stories behind it, because of all the change people are making, because of how it's changed people's lives. True, I can say that. That's cool to say. I can say that. It's changed people's lives. It's changed mine. I have a different personality because of Flow House.
It's amazing.
Like, more chill, more calm. Like, trust me, there's plenty of stressful days. Life's normal, you know, but like the little changes are big enough. But they're big enough for me, you know. And more patient, like more forgiving, more cool, more calm.
I love
you know
it.
What I mean?
Yeah. Sounds zen.
Still a dumbass, but like it's like all that. Like, you're gonna have your flare-ups, you're gonna have your bad days, but like you look back at the year, you're like, yep, I like that guy.
Yeah.
I like that version of him. You know what I mean? Oh, so that's real, dude. Our guests are feeling the same thing.
That's amazing.
They're feeling the same thing. And that is special, man. And I want more of that. And my duty is to grow Flow House so that more humans can have flow state. That's my duty, bro. That's what it is.
It's a great mission. I honestly, I think more people need it in the world of like social media thrown in people's face, like the attention span, just adding some zen to America is much needed. But I hinted at this at the beginning, but like the story of how I've heard you tell it at an actual flow session, but the story of how it came about with you
that we did that
meeting with Jesse Itzler, right?
Wim Hof.
He's a part of that. Yeah.
Wim Hof, but Jesse was there. Yeah. You want to dive into that?
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's a phenomenal story.
It's a badass story.
Yeah.
When I was still really angry for my mom in football, Maddie, my wife, knew that I was super angry, and she had me listen to a podcast by a guy named Lewis House. I put the AirPod in my ear. Me and Maddie went for a run. I'll never forget. Actually, we were on a tennis court because we couldn't find a trail. We're just like doing laps and just hanging out. And she's like, "You got to listen to this podcast because this guy has the most similar story to my story in terms of setbacks, trials, trauma. Got to listen to this guy." It was almost her way of being like, this guy is doing something about it. You know what I mean? So can you. You don't have to be so pissed off all the time. And this podcast was actually Lewis House, who usually interviews. He was getting interviewed. And he was telling the story about how he essentially lost a parent at a younger age, and had the exact same ankle injury I did that put me out of, was my final injury to really almost call it good in football. And And that was odd. And there was like probably 6 or 7 things that had I'd listened to and been like, this is oddly similar to playing the same, by the way, same sport, football, playing the same position, all the things. And I remember being like, I got to DM him just to tell him my story, because I guarantee you he'll have a little freak out moment of like, damn, like that's such an odd, like synonymous overlapping story. And not like small things, like same hair color. Like it was like big life moments at the same time, same thing. It was odd. And I was searching to it at the time. I was angry as hell for some of that stuff. But DM'd him, he DM'd me right back. He liked my story. I told him I was going to be in California in a couple weeks. And he lives in California, went to California. We're supposed to get a workout together. And it was supposed to be like 30 minutes. So he didn't really know who I was and whatever. And he ended up being like 4 hours of us hanging out, talking, hitting it off. And it wasn't one of those like, two people from like social media meet each other and like they're supposed to talk business and like best practices. Like it was just like 2 dumbass dudes hanging out. You know what I mean? Laughing it up. So we hit it off. And he told me about this guy named Wim Hof, who in 2019 I'd never heard of. And he's this crazy dude from Poland, or lives in Poland, who they call the Iceman, who's done all these world records dealing with freezing cold temperatures in ice. He's like, I'm going in a couple months. And I'm like, I'm down. I'm coming. I didn't even get invited, but I'm coming. Of course I'm coming. That sounds insane. I'm fucking coming. And he's like, you're coming. I'm like, I'm coming. And he hits me up a couple months later. And he's like, dude, you want to go? I'm like, hell yeah. I did not know who was coming. And then he sent me the guest list like the day before, I think. And I looked up all the names. I'm like, Jesse Itzler. Oh, this guy seems tight. Mike Posner. Who the hell is that? Damn, this guy seems tight. Aubrey Marcus, Steve Weatherford, like, by the way, so many other cool ones. This Olympian. I'm like, this is going to be badass. Look up Wim Hof, of course. Fly to Poland, meet all these guys for the first time. Everyone knew Lewis. No one really knew each other. And 10 days, we lived at Wim Hof's house to live like Wim Hof. It wasn't a seminar. It wasn't like notebooks out, like taking note. It wasn't, dude, it was like, this is your cot. You're sleeping here with like 7 adults. These people are 3 people in this loft, 15 total people with like the chefs that they had and the media people that were there capturing this whole thing in one bathroom. Like it was just it was that experience, dude. It was that there's this fire downstairs fireplace downstairs where the fire was always billowing. And it was coming outside of the fire. Like, how is his house not burnt down? And by the way, it's not a shack. It's just, yeah, I'm living with Wim Hof in the fucking woods in the middle of nowhere, Poland. That's what we're doing. And every morning was breath work, followed by a sound bath, followed by a Chef Camus vegan organic breakfast that was it was artwork on a plate. And more breath work, jump into a cold bath for 10 minutes up to our chin. Oh, maybe I wasn't that low, maybe like the middle of my chest. Do some horse dancing in the woods. That shit you're not. You're not literally dancing, but it's a horse dance.
What does that
mean? Overlay that audio with the video, I swear. Did some of that, did another sound bath. You had to do this exercise where like we're helping each other pass out and stuff. We're doing more breath, jumping off cliffs. Didn't get enough jumping off cliffs into water, cold water. Tiki torch, down to the water again. Dude, the only way to properly describe this is like, that's what Jesse says. It's like going to meet Yoda in the woods. Like it's just like, this ain't real. This guy's not human. He's the coolest, most authentic dude ever. But he's different. Straight up different. And by the way, you don't become like a guru unless you're a different cat.
Yeah.
You don't. You do not. Like,
and he's not
try to play it cool.
Yeah, he's not pretending.
No, there's nothing to even pretend. He just knows him. He's never known anything else besides him. And so that guy's leading you, and you just feel like you can do whatever you want. You feel like you're superhuman. And the crowning event of this whole entire thing was we did this hike to the top of Mount Śnieżka. This is January in Poland. It's freezing cold, ass cold, dude. And he's like, we're gonna hike the top of this mountain, but we're only gonna wear boots and shorts. This is gonna take like 4 hours. We're outside, dude. Tits out. Like, I'm rocking short shorts. And dude, like, it was freezing cold. But in that moment, like, you're not thinking this is funny. You're like, oh, I might die.
No, that's what I was going to literally ask.
No,
like,
I legit might die. Is he sure? He's done. Like, I've seen pics, but you can stage pictures. We're about to do this. We've only learned your methods for 10 days. Like, that ain't long enough to survive. I think I'm going to die taking my garbages to the curb in the winter in Utah. We're going 4 hours to Śnieżka. Like, this is insane. We're chanting on the way up. He's teaching us how to breathe properly. We have our hands, you're supposed to have your hands behind your back because it keeps your kidneys warm, having the pressure of your arm against your kidneys. We're talking like, this is stuff you do when you're about to die. Like,
yeah.
Just to stay like 2 degrees warmer, not to freeze to death. And we're having an amazing time because you just feel like you're superhuman with this guy. It's truly, he was 65 at the time. And this dude, like, one of the nights we were jumping off the cliffs in the cold water, the water was 4 feet deep. We're jumping it's probably 25-foot jump. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Think about that right now. He's teaching us how to jump into 4 feet of water from 25 feet. Images. I got all that you need to prove what I'm saying. And he's like, we're up at the top and he's like, dive for the black spot. And he grabs his nuts and then just jumps off and then gets up. This guy's 65. Gets up out of the water, yelling. Everyone's cheering for him, going crazy. We're like, this is real, dude. This guy's doing his thing. So you believe that you can. And so you get up there, I jump off, and he's teaching you like how to hit the water so you don't die and break your back and hit the bottom. So I thought I did what I was supposed to do. Elbow hits the bottom, straight rock. I come up just gushing blood. Gushing. I got photos if you don't believe me. Photos, gushing blood. And we're doing this thing. This is what we're doing this week? Like, this is crazy. So a couple of days later, we go to that same exact spot. By the way, I'm on a tangent, but we're going there. A couple of days later, we go to the same spot and we're seeing people jump off this cliff. I'm like, maybe it's not that crazy to jump off this spot, this exact spot in this little waterfall area. And we go to the guys at the top. They're jumping off. We're like, where are you supposed to land? I cut my elbow yesterday. The guy's like, you're supposed to go for the white spot because that's the sand. If you go for the black spot, that's the rock. And so Wim was telling us, like, go for the black spot. Like, it was rock. We're all doing it. But there was this like sand hole, the white spot that you jump to. That's what the whole entire experience was like, was that. Anyways, we're at the top of this damn mountain. And we made it. It was actually freezing cold at the top, super windy. You're at this point, the fun ended, and you're like, this is real. Let's get to the top. You're not actually thinking I'm going to die, but you're like, this is, I've never expended more energy in my life. I'm exhausted. I felt like almost drunk, staggering almost, like slurring your words. Like it's probably way closer to death than we thought, but you're just, again, you believe you're superhuman. But here's where the magic comes. We're getting to Flow House, by the way. This story was a long one, but we're going back. I remember being on the top of this mountain and being like, we have got to take this whole fucking experience and we have got to deliver it to the world. We have to. I swear that was the exact thought. We've got to deliver this to the world. We've got to take cold. We got to take sauna. We got to take breath. We got to take meditation. We got to take self-belief. We got to take the silence. We got to take Mike Posner playing his guitar by the fireplace. Gotta have a fireplace. Like, I remember that entire, the whole thought was, I gotta bring this back home. Gotta bring this back home. And Flow House is literally I'm not gonna call it gift. That sounds like arrogant. It's not that at all. Flow House is it's like my honor to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so infused with passion and real experience. And by the way, that experience changed me, going from that super angry former athlete who felt like he just had tragedy with his mom in his life. Like, that experience changed me. And I had a lot of fun too. At Flow House, we have a fucking good time. It's fun.
It
We have
is.
fun outlets.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the story, is how do we deliver this to our people? And I don't want to skip my people. I live here in Utah County. Well, we're starting here for sure. These are the people that I talk to every day. I want them in Flow State. These are my people. We're starting right here. This is the center of Utah County, Pleasant Grove. This is where we're going. You
Let's
know what I mean?
go. Yeah.
And we'll get to Salt Lake soon. We're looking at some other really big projects. We're stoked out of our minds because we'll deliver more Flow State, more people. We'll get that breath, that sound bath, that vibrational alignment that they need, just like I got. They'll get it. I swear they will get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What does that look like in the next 5 to 10 years on that mission?
A lot more locations,
Really?
bigger, a lot more. Because I know the brand story. It's real to me. It did something to me. And so I just want to deliver that.
It's
and
amazing.
so it's unique expressions of Flow House. Like our location now is 2,700 square feet. Next one's over, the one that we want to do is over 3 times that size.
Jeez.
You know?
Good for you.
We have to lock it down. There's
Yeah.
a lot more that has to happen, but like, that's what we're thinking about. So
Yeah.
we're getting into bigger, more impact, more opportunity for people to get healthy and well, mentally, physically. And then where else can we put this? What other unique expressions can we have? Can it be on the water, floating? You know, can it be in the mountains? Where else can this be? What other activations can we do?
How do you blend this extreme passion, extreme like emotion tied to your life, your story, but also like the business side? Like, do you feel those clashing ever?
What do you mean?
Like, you obviously have this burning passion for Flow House that if it didn't make money, you'd still probably felt like you accomplished your mission. And in my sense of like, you are impacting a lot of people. Do you feel like,
wait, say that you said if
it did not make money, it still might, based on your passion?
You know why I'd still be pissed off or disappointed? Because it's like, yeah, I went to the NFL, but I wanted to play 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, I was still angry that it ended earlier than I wanted it to. So like, if it wasn't making money, I would be like,
there's no longevity behind it.
No, it's like, I want more impact. The money that it produces creates investor dollars, and profits to go in Spain. So like, I would have been, I'm happy that we changed a ton of lives. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. But I wanted to help more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you have to, the business part has to be a focus if you want to impact more people.
What?
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't feel like work, dude.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that to anyone. Like, find what fires you up, dude. Fires you up. Where like almost nothing feels like work at Flow House. I'm not joking. When I'm on them spreadsheets, which I do not do. I'm not a spreadsheet guy. I have to call my partner. Hey, can you adjust those cells? Like, make the formulas right so I can run some numbers. Like, that's who I am.
Translated to English.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
Make this make sense.
I love it.
But even when I'm doing that stuff, fire the fuck up.
Yep.
I'm having a good time. Like, there are things that are annoying. Dealing with problems is never fun under any circumstances. That's not fun. But we have an amazing team. We have an insanely good team.
Yeah.
Insanely talented team. People that are obsessed with Flow House. It's not perfect, but they are obsessed with Flow House. They love it. Employee turnover is low, man, and we're fired up. And I think people feel that.
Yeah, 100%. I got one last question for you, Mitch, before we wrap this up.
Have these been tangents or what?
These have been great.
Okay,
we're here to tell stories. We're here to learn about
Told
Mitch.
you, dude. I said, if there's too much structure, I ain't about it.
No, that's...
You know what I mean?
This is a combo.
You just got to riff, dude.
Yeah, exactly. The last question, this is what I ask every guest. I feel like Utah County specifically is a very unique part of the world where...
So unique.
Business is a huge focus. providing for your family, I should say, is a huge focus.
No, winning, killing it, making a bunch of money is the Utah culture.
Yeah,
it is. It like, if you don't like that, then you don't have to be here.
Exactly.
If you do like that, then come.
It's phenomenal.
I like it sometimes. I hate it other times. Cool. I'm kind of on the fence there.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it is the culture.
But
It's
yeah,
here.
but that's the culture. I feel like if it's just money though, you go to Miami and that's the culture. I feel like Utah County is why it's so unique is they really do care about having a solid home life. They do care about having the family unit being a focus, whether it's influence from the church, whether
awesome
it's
things.
awesome things.
Man.
But what's your advice to someone that wants both? They want the wins, they want the business success, the money, but also the family to be there as a priority.
Why the hell would it be a choice? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you weren't asking it like it was a choice, but like, how do you balance? How do you make it work? How do you whatever? It's like, I'm obsessed with my kids. I'm obsessed with my wife. She's the dopest. Love my family. It ain't hard to see them.
Yeah.
Even though I love Flowhouse, I'm like, wait. I love this restaurant, but I love that ice cream after. I'm gonna eat the food here and enjoy it. And then when I go home, I'm gonna enjoy the home life.
Yeah.
Like find people you love, work with people you love, do things you love, and you're just like surrounded by love, things you love all the time. I love golf. I'm going to fucking play golf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play golf because I love it. So I can go from one thing I love to the next thing I love. I love traveling with my family. We're going to do that too. Like it's not even a demand. Like this is not like we're going to get it. It's none of that shit.
Yeah.
It's just like I love these things and it ain't going to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, if you love it, it's easy. That's what I hear you saying.
That, by the way, that is, I don't know if that's unbelievable advice or like lame advice because I'm essentially just saying do things you love, but I meant everything I said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not a formula guy. That's my quote from the day.
There we go.
I'm not a sales guy. I'm not a formula guy like in marriage where it's like this balance or this style or here's how to do marriage. Here's how to like just marry someone you love. If it's broke, fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do so that you're like only with people you like. Have insanely good friends. I think it's a bullshit. I think it's a bullshit adage when people are like, you hear this a lot by influencers. It's actually sad. Yeah, like if every 10 years, like you're not like leveling up and having like new circles of friends, blah, blah, blah. That is trash, dude. It's trash.
That's weird.
You ever heard that before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have, dude. They've all heard like if you're not having like new friends that are in like new circles and like that are if you're friends,
Oh,
where you
I guess,
be,
yeah.
that's type of stuff. By the way, that quote was a
Like-
botch. It was more about the voice that I was doing it in.
Yeah.
But it's those people,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
like who recycle friends because they're not at the same like financial level.
Like stepping
it
up
is
and
so
stepping.
stupid.
Yeah. No,
Never be that guy.
Yeah.
Never be that guy. Like have badass friends. I'm hanging out with friends tonight that make me laugh so damn hard. Tonight, but I was with my family earlier. We had a damn good time. I was doing Flowhouse earlier. Didn't feel like work. By the way, I have really tough days too. Really tough days. But the overall net score at the end of the year is I love what I do and who I'm with. You know what I mean? And I just protect that. Is that my final answer?
That's perfect.
Is that the formula?
Yeah.
Did you even ask your question that you always ask guests?
That was the question.
No, but what was like, you said I always ask that. What was the final question?
For people that want a family life and
okay,
success in
yeah.
business, what's
No,
your
that was a damn
advice?
good answer.
Yeah,
That was a good answer.
that's perfect.
I'm proud of that answer.
We got to end it there.
You got to end it there.
Thanks for jumping
I'm tired
on,
of you
Mitch.
anyways, bro.